It doesn't matter if the stream is a little delayed. Cool. Welcome to your Wednesday, December 15th communications call, our last communications call before our most important communications call, the Give Economy launch. My intentions for the call are really, I think that basically we should totally just deprioritize anything that's not Give Economy related for the rest of the week. Make sure that we have, the documentation is like basically almost all done and up there. But what we need to do is now like get our ducks in a row really for doing outreach and making everything like organized, talking about like the launch party and whatever else. So my intentions for this call are just to like skim the board and close out any issues that are just like be like, oh yeah, we missed this one piece of documentation. Oh, we need to put that in there. And then make sure that all of that is distributed, and then hopefully be done going through all of the previous stuff quickly, and then make a plan for like the rest of the launch. I left all of our notes in there from last week, and then maybe turn it into like a hack session where it's just like, all of us are doing so many other important things for the economy that I think if we're like, we finish this call checking in like 15, 20 minutes, then we could spend like 40 minutes like actually putting people's names in and finding contacts and like maybe doing a little outreach. So that's my intentions for the call. It's to totally make it into a Give Economy launch party hack thing. I'm distracted by just like too many things to manage. I'll pass it to Mitch.
Yeah, probably just go through the board and see what's left. That's it. I'll pass to Forrest.
Heyo. Yeah, look forward to going through the board, syncing up. I have like gravity update, but it's also not like super important for this call since the economy launch is right around the corner. So yeah, cool with however you guys want to make use of the space, and I don't feel distracted. Ashley, have you gone yet?
Nope, not yet. Intentions for the call, just to kind of sync up. I did leave a couple small comments and a couple issues, so maybe whenever we go over the board, I can bring those up. But yeah, just kind of see where we're at. And I don't really have any distractions except for they're sawing metal right next to me, and that's a little distracting. But I'm still here. And go back to you, Lauren.
Okay, thanks everyone. Sounds great. Let's pour through the board then. It sounds like we have like a few things at least we need to discuss. I think Gitcoin Grant round 12 prep is just donezo's. I think it's ending tomorrow, so we don't have to worry about that. All these rest of these issues are basically documentation things, and I'm pretty sure I know the status. Mitch is adding the links, and we have basically everything up. Is there anything that's outstanding? Did GiveStream go up? Is done and all the links are added in.
Yeah, well, we have to add in the links to the Giveth website itself.
Okay.
So those can't go live as is because there's lots of missing links that we don't have yet.
Definitely, but that's cool. Yeah, so that's just like an actionable item and after the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, guys, thank you so much for the support getting that documentation up there. Just want to like take a moment to be like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, there was just one small thing in the givebacks one that I wanted to put in, and maybe this should be included in the article somewhere too. I know you wrote that blog post, but I just put a little comment in there that I think we need to be a little more clear as I'm working on this purple list with Mohammed. Like, I think we need to add that not just their own project, but also to other verified projects. So just kind of be a little bit clear about if you're using a project address to make a donation, you're not going to get givebacks. So bringing up now, I'm not really sure. I'm trying to talk with Griff of what we should do, but when Rainbow Rolls donated to RIP, they used a verified project address and therefore are probably not going to get givebacks for that donation.
Oh, damn.
Right? So we're going to try to figure out how we can like work around that, but yeah, I think we just need to be more clear in some of these places about that. And I don't think we need to be explicit and say purple list or anything like that, but just so we can make it really clear in some of these documents about givebacks.
I agree. And another thing I noticed, because you made that givebacks to traceable projects issue in the Give Economy board, is that we are also like Common Stack is like on the purple list. So it's like, oh yeah, like if you're paying salaries like within your organization and you're like known, then it's like you're not getting givebacks for that. I don't know if like that is the purple list. I don't know if we need to be explicit about it, but maybe it's worthwhile including that.
Yeah, I think we should definitely maybe talk about it, or at least just be clear enough in our wording that we don't need to use the words purple list, but that we could, just make it clear enough that if you're using a wallet address that's attached to your project or campaign and you're delegating well, the thing about the campaigns is like on Trace, if you're delegating to a traces don't get givebacks, right? Only campaigns.
Yeah.
So at this point, if only campaigns are getting it, then it wouldn't matter if they delegated to traces or not. It's just whatever funds go in directly into the campaign.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And I don't think that traces should be included, or I don't think trace addresses should be on the purple list because a lot of people are just getting salaries.
Right, exactly. So these are just little small things that have come up for me as I've gone through this process with Mohammed and everything. I'm like, yeah, we got to talk about that just a little bit more than we have, just to make it nice and clear.
Since you're the expert on this, Ashley, do you mind going into the doc that Mitch uploaded and like making the uploads, the edits directly in there? I think it's pretty straightforward. I think you just still like edit it and can do it like right in there.
Yeah, I could go in and do it. I also just thought we could, at the same time when we add the links, we could put it in at that time too. I don't know, but I can go in and and edit it. But
I would say just put it in now so it doesn't get forgotten.
Okay, I will, and then I'll comment in there that I added it.
That sounds good. If you want either any of us to do a quick QA on it, maybe you could just like write it and then like DM it and be like, "This is cool."
Well, I kind of changed it right up above in the issue right there. I just added like your project or other verified projects, but I could maybe even like get a little bit clearer than that. I wrote that real quick just so that we knew we needed to add something about that.
Yeah, I think this is great. And then, but like maybe like we were just talking about, maybe we should like mention a little bit about how this affects projects on Trace and like just these details we talked about.
Well, the other thing is that the projects or the campaigns on Trace, their addresses are a smart contract address, so those addresses can't be on the purple list.
Smart contract addresses? What? Oh. But, oh. Well, that's confusing. So,
but they're only delegating funds from that. They wouldn't be able to donate from that address. You know what I mean? That address is only going to be able to delegate to the traces below it. So that shouldn't matter. They shouldn't need to be on the purple list. It's only the ones on IO. And once moving forward, nobody will be able to make a campaign on Trace without it first becoming a project on IO. So we will have an address for them on file.
Okay. Well, okay, that sounds good. Maybe just add in the appropriate information at your discretion. I think that you're like the smartest, best person for this.
Yeah, so I can add that in. And then I'm not really sure. There's so many different issues that talk about the givebacks blog post that I'm not really sure where your working document is, your actual working document, because I've seen a couple.
I haven't written it at all. I mean, I haven't changed it at all from what we had from before, and I just put it for after launch,
Oh, okay. Cool. I might just make a little note in there so that when you do go in to write it, you remember to include that information in there.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, you can just comment it even in the issue. Like put it in the Give Back blog post issue.
Yeah, there's like 5 or something. But yeah, I'll put it in one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll try to close out any irrelevant ones.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Nice. Great. That seems good there. FAQ is already in Contentful, right? So it's like we just need to push go and add in the links as well.
It's not in I have the whole document ready to go up into Contentful, but we just need the links and then I can put them in there. The thing is, like, if I
Perfect.
publish them, then the order gets all changed. So I need to publish them all at once in the order so that they show up in the correct order on the page. But it's all ready to go once we have the links, and it will be really easy.
Cool. Nice. The FAQ, I think, was updated already, right? Can we close this one, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, I went in and updated it. I thought I maybe not.
Excellent. I think the gift drop medium post, Ashley went through it. And did anyone else go through it or just Ashley? Because I think I checked your edits already.
I can't remember.
Which one? I did several QAs last night.
I don't think it was one of the ones you created last night. It's the announcement post. It looks like this.
Oh, yeah. No.
This is a nice, I mean, this is, if we could get at least one more person to review it, you could just maybe put like an eyes emoji or something if you can take it on to review. But if either one of you could review, it'd be great. I really want Griff to review it. I think it would be good just to make sure that all the messaging is right.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool, nice. Emails to givers.
Yeah, as far as I know, Mitch created them. They just haven't gone live yet.
Okay, so just put it in done. Great. So, process
Hold
review.
on. I thought you were making an email. I set up the
one to
journey.
donors.
Givers of verified projects.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna have to set up some like sort of segment thing. So you set up the journey already. I just need to write the content for the email. Is that it?
Yeah, so the email needs to be written.
Okay. I've got a bunch of email stuff that I gotta work on it. I just got a little scared when I kind of deleted one of the emails. So now I have to figure out how to read it. It's stupid, but yeah, I'll get back in there and I won't be afraid.
Cool. Maybe Ashley, if you have like the bandwidth, could you just do like a check through and make sure that like just look at the stuff that we have triggered up for emails going through and make sure that they all make sense with the give economy? I think like before we launch it would be good to just like have one person take ownership to just like do a peruse.
Yeah, I can do that. Just search for any issues related to emails and make sure that we got them all checked off.
Yeah, and more specifically, I was thinking of like just look at what we have in autopilot and make sure that everything makes sense and the wording is right for give economy launch.
That's what I was planning on doing when I messed up the email, and now I can't undo what I messed up, so I have to like redo the whole email again. But it's still being sent out correctly right now. It's just I can't discard unpublished changes, and something happened while I was editing it, and it just deleted the whole thing.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, so
maybe
I got a
you
little
could
discouraged. I reached out to their support team, but I still haven't heard anything from them to see if there's a way to undo it. So I think I'm just gonna have to recreate the email, and it's fine. I have the content. It's a little discouraging.
Oh, that's so annoying. I'm sorry. Maybe, yeah. But it's good that you have at least the content. I was gonna say maybe you could just like copy and paste whatever was there if you have the email.
Yeah, I resent it I created a test project just so I could get the email so I can have the content. I just need to make sure that I have the design aspects that I need still, and I don't need to ask Rodri to do them again. But I think it should be fine. It's just, I just gotta.
They should be all uploaded in autopilot, so you don't have to redo anything. It's just the formatting.
Yeah, but it got deleted. That's what I'm saying.
But all the assets themselves should still be uploaded into autopilot. So like
cool.
the images and everything.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That should make it easier. Then I don't have to go to Rodri and be like, hey.
Okay. Great. This is good, right? We can close this one maybe, the process for reviewing listed, unlisted.
Yeah, I think that's fine for right now. The only thing, I meant to bring it up in the dev call on Monday, but I'll go in before launch and just make sure that all the devs are on the same page with listing and unlisting.
Nice. Okay, cool. So Forest. Conflict resolution, you met with Wonka. I don't think, I mean, yeah, I don't think we have like a pressing date or deadline for the conflict resolution documentation. So it's definitely not like super time sensitive, but do you have anything else you want to say on this issue?
Yeah, I met with Juan Carlos, and I'm just super excited about all of the possibilities. We talked a lot about like process for conflict resolution, but like greater than that, creating a lot of like regular spaces for just bringing the skills and like up leveling the community so that people have like what they need to be able to manage and like avoid disputes in the first place. And so, yeah, he and I, like mostly me, but with his support, I'm going to be like putting together more thorough, like process that I recommend and like submitting a proposal and like, what ways I would love to support. So it's like, it's a bigger thing. And that's why I wanted to know about like dates. Like if we wanted this to be up before the launch, I can like put something together, but I would love to be able to adapt it with more time.
I think that we don't need to have it up before launch. If you wanted to, that's cool, and if you have the bandwidth, then it's definitely wouldn't hurt to have something in place, but definitely can be adapted later. So it's sort of, I think like whatever makes the most sense to you. But if we could get your support more on like any outreach stuff or like any like launch party planning stuff that like might come up later in the fall, then I would prioritize that over getting this documentation up. But if you just have time, then definitely do it.
Cool. And then like ultimately, I would really love to also write like comms pieces around like conflict resolution in the DAO and this kind of stuff, because I think it's really, really cool, juicy stuff.
Yeah, that would be so great.
Julio.
Cool. I love it. Thank you, Forrest. Cool. So this token distro documentation, I was just thinking that we should probably explain how it works, but I put a little bit of it in the give back, so I'm just going to actually put this in done and just be done with it. Give drop claim tutorial. This is actually one that we still need. Hannah said she'd do it before, but she's not here anymore. So what Bright ID has, I don't know. Does anyone have time to make this?
What is it? It's video? Or okay,
No.
I see.
Screenshots, enter your ETH address, blah, 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 when you claim this, la, 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 la.
So we would need somebody with a fresh give drop.
Yeah, yep. Or, I mean, if you don't have a fresh give drop, you can actually just input somebody's address. Like, I always just input like somebody else's address, and then I put it in I put it in here and check it, and then it says you've got give to claim, and then
yeah, I get it. Okay, I can do it.
Okay, cool. Just put you on it. Today, Mitch, maybe could you do it instead of today? Do it tomorrow, because they're still making a bunch of like fixes on the give drop, so just so that your screenshots are, and you don't waste time.
Okay.
Nice. Project verification, push dashboard, make our forum better. Proposal. Oh, the covenant. I think so. I saw reviews from Ashley, Mitch, and Marco. I think maybe the covenant is just good enough, and we just go with it. What do you guys think?
Good enough.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
Good enough. I didn't see any like objections in the forum post or anything. So
great. Awesome. Cool. So then the other thing, I guess, so meet the maker. We could just quickly discuss this. Ashley was mentioning to me the other day when she was over that when we do our Give Economy launch party, we could do, I can make a separate issue for this and we can talk about it, but we could do it in air meet. I don't know. The thing that I feel, okay, we could do it in air meet. The thing I feel hesitant about is that I'm not that familiar with air meet, and I find it like sort of slightly confusing to navigate, and I would love it if it was like really low friction for people to come into the launch party. And so I'm sort of like preferring maybe doing the stage in Discord, but open to other ideas and feedback.
I think that it would depend on kind of what we want the format of the launch party to be. If we do want to include like a people who can like spotlight their projects, and then donors can donate to them and have like a little meet the maker section in our launch party, I think Air Meet is perfect because it has different tables and like people could break off and just like focus on the projects that they're interested in hearing about. But if we just want to do something like really simple and just have like, you know, a couple speakers and question and answer rounds, things like that, then I think the stage is plenty. I think that Air Meet is not too hard once you get in there to learn, but I also know that our bandwidth is really full of a lot of other things, and so like trying to navigate that might, or learn how to navigate it beforehand might be too much. So I'm not sure. I guess we can kind of just like start to plan what we want the launch party to look like, and then as we start having ideas or as things come up, we can then choose whichever platform is going to be the best.
Yeah. I think it's a super cool idea, but I really think that we should cut scope with the launch party because we have less than a week and none of us are just only comms people, really. So I definitely don't have the bandwidth to like do a good job of like making this a good plan, and I'm not sure that anyone has like really the bandwidth to like champion, contact like verified projects, make sure that they know how to get in and set them up like with like their own booth, and then like, you know, I think it's a lot of work.
We wouldn't need to give them their own booth at all. They would just like need to register, and it's not that hard. It's just like making an account basically. The launch party, I thought we were going to do it on the 27th.
But yeah, we were.
Okay, so we still have like 12 days.
That's true. We still have 12 days. But I think
hopefully some of those are the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we still have 12 days, but I don't have any days until the 24th. And I don't think that the 3 days, like, or until at least the 21st, and then it's like the days between the 23rd, it's only 6 days, and we would need to like reach out and like explain to many different people like what to do, and also like make a list of people to reach out for. And like I created, well, Algene made this list of like people's Twitters that are like our partners on our partnership page. So it's like these are all their Twitters. So I was going to try to find the people who are responsible for their Twitters and make like an outreach spreadsheet for them to be like creating the like sharing our announcement. But then it's like we'd have to contact people to like come on as like speakers or representatives and the projects. And I just don't know. I mean, I don't have the time to champion it like at all. And I don't think that the amount of days in between when the economy is ready and when we have the launch party is enough for like me to feasibly do that. And so somebody would need to come into it and like take full responsibility and like full power on it. And I don't know if we have that. So
yeah,
speak
well,
now
I
if you're
don't mind making, I was already planning on making an outreach email to verified projects just to at least like shill and let them know that we're going, you know, that we're launching and that they can now share that on their social media and like get more givers. So we have a contact list for verified projects in the email. I was already planning on typing something up, whether that's just inviting them to reach out to their network or whether that's inviting them to be a part of the launch party could easily be added in there. I don't have a whole lot of like Twitter engagement, and I can definitely try to help reach out on Twitter to different people if you give me their handles, but at the same time it's like I'm not like a big person on Twitter. So maybe it's better if I like put my bandwidth towards like talking with projects, or maybe like once you get people who are interested and say they're interested, like you could send them to me and I could try to, you know, organize that way. I don't know what the best way to approach it, but
I love this idea of reaching out to them, like, because getting them also to just like, I think having like a targeted like tweet concept. What Bright ID and other people did is they were like, hey, you're one of our partners, our tweet is going to look like this, would you mind quote tweeting it and saying how you use spread ID or how you use Panvala or how Panvala helps you as a community, we could like send this to our verified projects and be like, would you mind quote tweeting this and being like, I'm a verified project with the new Give economy. Like when you donate to me, like you can get give backs and then like govern the platform and blah, 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 or something like that, you know? So I think like if we combine outreach to partners with outreach to verified projects, at least for like the Twitter campaign, and just like basically we want to get like 100 retweets on our announcement for sure. We got to get tons of people like watching the video. So it's like the more people that we get committed to like making good quote tweets, especially people who have like a good following, the better. And then, yeah. And then I don't know. Launch party is hard. I'm like every time I like, I think the launch party, well, like, what do we really want to communicate in it? It's like, we definitely I want to walk everybody through the give economy in the launch party, like have somebody talk about give backs and why, give farm and why and how, give garden why and how, and like the give stream why and how. And then that might take like, you know, maybe that takes like half an hour to explain like the give economy and all the cool things. And then it's like, maybe we could have time for like a few verified projects to like be featured.
Yeah, and so I guess it depends on where we want to focus. Are we focusing more on like just celebrating the fact that there's a token and having, you know, celebrating that Giveth has finally got this economy that we've been working so hard to build? Or are we trying to like really focus on, I don't know. I think if we're gonna have some verified projects come and speak, then we should, I don't, it just seems like it's two separate kind of events, you know?
Yeah, I think it is kind of like two separate kinds of events. I think, what if we set up in Air Meet, could we do something like where we have, like you have like a main stage where at the beginning you're like, we could invite like 10 verified projects, and then we take 20 to 30 minutes, and each project we show each project like briefly for 2 to 3 minutes each, and then each of the projects have like their own booth, and then people could go out to the different booths in Air Meet and like learn more about the specific projects that interest them. And we could do this like right after, and then like separately we do like the first launch party where we talk about the give economy and all the different like functions and why we created it.
Yeah, that's the cool part about it is there's like a main stage, so each person from the verified projects could get up there and say something like 2 or 3 minutes, and then they're like, if you want to learn more, meet me over at this table, and there's all these different like little tables where they can meet at. And
Yeah, okay.
yeah, so we can do that, and maybe we do that at the end, because weren't we talking about giving people give tokens to go and donate with?
Yeah, we were talking about using TipCC.
So I talked with Willie, and Willie said that it costs $1,000 to get give on TipCC, but that we should do it.
Cool. That sounds interesting.
I think that the hardest part is going to be the fact that once we deposit it deposited into their TipCC wallet, they will have to transfer it to a different wallet in order to donate, because they can't just connect their TipCC wallet crate directly to Giveth.
Super annoying.
Right.
So is that easy to do though? They like, or they just like, do they put in their like wallet address and they send it to?
Yeah.
Does it cost gas?
Yeah, they would have to pay gas to withdraw them.
Is gas expensive on TipCC? Like, do they have TipCC on XDAI?
I think so. If I remember right.
Cool. Well, yeah, and I think so sounds pretty good, but maybe we should check to make sure it's a for sure. Cool.
Because,
okay.
I mean, if we didn't use TipCC, what would be the other way? We would just like collect wallet addresses from all the attendees and then send it that way?
Yeah, we could do that. Like what OneHive did on their stream that I was just part of yesterday on Monday. Oh, on Monday I chilled the give economy for like half an hour on OneHive. and it was cool because they took everybody's addresses and they did like a raffle for a OneHive B NFT, which is like has like a fun kind of look, and then anyway, it's just like a silly NFT that they minted. So it's like you could be eligible to win an NFT. And then the way that T. Wells facilitated that is he was like, put your address in the chat or in this channel on Discord if you want to be put in the draw. Right. So we could have like DM us your address by this time, like, but we give like a 10-minute buffer after the call ends, and then after that we could like send everybody give as like a tip.
And then they could go and like meet the different projects and decide if they wanted to donate to those projects or a different one or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I think that this sounds best as 2 separate calls, and we do like one that's mainly like presenting and introducing the Give economy and like doing like QA and just like really focusing on Giveth, but then also talking about like we set up the Meet the Makers call as a separate time, but we also talk about it in our economy launch call. And it's like, if you want to meet some of the verified projects, we're having this call at this time. And we're going to be giving away Give tokens to donate to those projects. And then we set that up in AirMeet.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Cool. I think that's a good idea too. Cool. So what we could do is when we do this outreach, like Ashley, you and I can team up on the Twitter outreach stuff. I'm gonna make a tweet thread. Then you can share that with the verified projects. Be like, we'd love it if you could like retweet us when we launch. We're doing this great givebacks program thing. Also, like a week after launch, we're going to be doing a Meet the Makers call. If you're interested in joining, please let me know by this date, and then we can make sure that all the projects are committed to the date, and then and we can empower them to like make an account, blah blah blah, and make sure that everything's set up.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. Nice. Well, this sounds good, and it sounds like really doable now. Cool. Ooh. Forrest or Mitch, do you guys have any comments or thoughts about like things that you would like to see in the launch party call then, aside from people showing, like, we're going to show all the different pages of the Give economy and like all the different functions and why we created it, etc., and then have like Q&A and talking about like everything we talked about. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
I think that's really great. And my main thing was I was wanting to have like an opportunity for some of the projects to have a showcase. So I love this idea of breaking it into 2. Do you foresee them being like back to back?
I don't think back to back. Maybe. I think that, God, I have no idea. I think that the reason I wouldn't want to do it back to back is because I just don't really know how easy it is going to like get verified projects together and make sure that everyone can use AirMeet and make sure that we know how. And I'd like to give us like a little bit of buffer to make sure that like we can create like a well-organized environment rather than just like throwing people into the weeds.
Yeah, totally. So taking more time for that second one.
Yeah. And then even like in our launch party call, we could be like, we're going to be giving away Give tokens to everyone who like sends us their address within the first half hour of like this presentation call. So like show up on time and get to know this, and then you'll get Give tokens, and then, whatever.
Yeah, I love it. And if there's something that I can support you and Ashley with and getting all that organized, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, I think we can totally use your support, Forrest. I was typing reforce to set up outreach to projects. I need to make a tweet thread. And I'll do that first, and then we can start doing outreach like maybe we start doing outreach by the end of this week. Like I can make a tweet thread ready by Friday, and then we can start reaching out to projects and everybody like Friday, like on the weekend or whatever. Then we still have like month. Oh man, we should do it before, right? Today.
Well, I mean,
when do you think we should?
If we're gonna, I think that we should put the tweet out on the day that we launch. So if we launch on the 24th, then we put that out, and then we can still talk about the launch party being on the 27th. It's still a few days ahead of the launch party, but I think that the tweet thread should go out like on the day that we actually publicly announce that we're launching this token.
Exactly. So our outreach to people is going to be like 2-part. It's going to be like, please retweet on the 24th. And also, do you want to join our launch party on this day or meet the maker call?
Yeah. And we can we can easily send out the email on the day that we launch too. So I'll just have it ready to go, and I just need to plug in the Twitter link, and then.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that we really need to do, like by the end of this week, then though, is like create a list of the people that we're reaching out to, because I think that's going to be like a little. I mean, at least for me, it's like, how do I have to figure out, or someone could help to figure out who is owning and running all of these partners' Twitters. So it's like finding someone to contact them there and DMing them, waiting for them to respond, and putting in the spreadsheet. And these things take time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Grace
Well,
has that call set up this afternoon, right? At like 2?
yeah, I'm going to try to join that.
I think that's a good place to start. At least get the word out that like we are gonna need some support. We don't quite have the Twitter link to share just yet, but like be ready, and maybe we can make like a group DM with all the people on Discord or somewhere that.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we
No.
should DM everybody individually.
Okay.
A group DM is like very chaotic, and rather than, it's not going to be like the tweet to share, I'm going to make a Google Doc that has the tweet thread in it and with some suggestions. It's going to be like, this is the tweet we're announcing on this date. Can you please quote tweet and then say one of these two things?
Oh yeah, good idea.
So it'll be like this is how the idea came from Panval and Braid ID, who did it in the same way, and Gardens, and they reached out to me and they sent me a Google Doc, and that's what it looked like. So this is what many people do, and I think it's a good structure, and we just need to have one point of contact, like with the one main person, like yeah, and maybe we have like all of us, or maybe just like you, me, and Forrest, if Mitch doesn't have the bandwidth for it, to have like different people that we're dealing with.
Well, we do have this outreach spreadsheet already, so that gives us a start of places and people, at least within there. At least we can start to get some ideas, and maybe we just make add this sheet to that one or something, or yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Oops. Oh, what did I do? Great. Well, so let's
have an issue specifically, or do you just want to put this? Do you have an outreach issue for this Twitter campaign?
I think I do. Let me just, so these notes are junky, but they have the idea there. I'm just going to leave it as that, and then I can go in and edit it later. Outreach to give drop recipients. So this is one, and then give economy partner outreach for Twitter. So our setup, our spreadsheet, and then our list of, our groupings of people. It's like verified projects, give drop recipients, and partners. That's it, right?
Thank you too. That is a great proposal. Let's just do it around the applause.
Okay, I think that's good. These are the people that we need to contact and include on the sheet. So far, it only includes partners, but like our bigger give drop recipients who aren't obvious members of the team, we can include them on there too, like people like Chris and Wojtek and whoever else.
Okay, cool. And I'll drop a link to our previous spreadsheet in there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That sounds good. I'm gonna just assign all of us. And then I'm gonna close this issue because it's redundant with the other one. Cool. Cool. Nice. Okay, great. I think that's pretty good for Give Economy stuff. Is there any other issues that you guys have in mind that you want to discuss?
There was the terms of use one. Did you see I put the text in the issue, Mitch?
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, cool.
I didn't look at it, but I saw that you did something to the issue.
Okay, no worries. I just wanted to.
Add tax deduction info. Oh yeah, so we'll now have a token. There was something. Did Griff tell you something about this too, Ashley?
Yeah, he did tell me about it, and that's where I took a lot of the information of what to put in there. So I just augmented it a bit just to add, we aren't supporting donors in getting tax deductions, and if you receive givebacks, we can't legally guarantee that your donation is still tax deductible. Just like some small parts in there just to like cover us so that if for some reason because they got givebacks they're not able to deduct it from their taxes or what, we don't really know the legal ramifications of that, so just to like completely take any responsibility off of Giveth.
Totally. I think there's also something else about I talked to Griff and he said something about the terms and conditions too. It's like we say in our terms and conditions that like because we're a 501c3 nonprofit, then like any donations on Giveth are like tax deductible as well, but like that could also get us into trouble because it's like we're not vetting like who the projects are on Give. I mean, we are like we're looking into them, but we're not like, oh, you violate like U.S. sanctions, blah 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 blah. So it's like I think we needed to change something there.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw in the support channel, but Danny was talking with one of the project owners and like trying to walk them through donating with SDG, and that's what makes their donation tax deductible, and like setting up a wallet that the SDG is in control of, and then the donations would have to, I don't know. And I don't know how it all works, but it seems like that should not be an option that we're offering to projects.
I totally agree. I saw that in there and like, this doesn't seems like stuff that could get us in trouble.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure. Maybe we need to have like a review call with Danny and ask her like exactly how the SDG thing works and see how now that fits in with the economy now that we have a token, because if we're giving people tokens for donating, I don't know that legally if that makes it tax deductible, and I don't know that anybody knows that right now with the way, I mean, there's just not enough information out there. It's not something anybody's ever done before, right?
Yeah. I think Griff was also saying that he was gonna like reach out to some legal person to like double check things.
Well, I mean, we can keep the discussion going, but I think for now we just need to cover our bases and like not accept any responsibility for that part of it, for the tax deductible part.
I agree. Cool. Good. I think that's
I guess, I mean, if since Giveth is a verified project and people who donate to Giveth are now going to get tokens, like maybe that does negate our tax deductibility.
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely have to look into it, right?
Yeah, so I don't know if we need to like change the terms of service altogether and, no longer say that your donations are tax deductible if you donate to Giveth. I'm not really sure. It's like a lot of legal stuff that I really don't know or understand.
Yep. Me too. Did I move that terms and conditions? Oh. Just want to make sure it's in the sprint backlog. Terms and conditions. Add tax deduction info. Good. Cool. By the way, we're going to be on the Taoists on December 29th. They're going to interview us as like a podcast, and I think Griff is going to do like some other podcasts, like he was talking to some people with after the Give Economy launch.
That'd be perfect. And if we choose to do the like project get together or meet the makers thing a few days after the launch party, it could be like really good timing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Kevin Owaki. The thing Griff told me is Kevin Owaki's starting a new podcast, and he's like, "Oh, I wanted to interview Griff," so Griff like scheduled it for like I think like the 24th or 25th, like right after the launch, so he can also we can make sure to like show that. But yeah,
You're doing. Sorry, so which Taoist are you talking about? Because now there's several people calling themselves Taoist.
Yeah, so this is like a podcasty thing. I put a link in this issue. It looks like this.
Oh, okay, so not that Taoist, a different one.
Different Taoist than the one you're thinking of, but this is they have a podcast that they're kind of like just starting, so they're gonna interview us, and I think just any of these like things that we can do to just talk about the Give Economy on air and have more people listen.
So if we are going to do the launch party on the 27th, what would be a realistic goal for the Meet the Maker event?
I think I think we could probably just do it the day after. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it would also be cool to get on the Metagame podcast after we launch.
Well, yeah, and hopefully when we're doing this outreach, if we do have any partners that are like, oh, hey, by the way, we have this thing that we do, you guys could, get interviewed. That would be cool too.
Definitely.
I would hope that if there were more opportunities than just sharing the tweet thread, that they would mention it. So we might find more opportunities too.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's now we have things doing.
Okay, cool. T Wells just messaged me that he posted the Give Economy thing that we did. Okay, great. So it sounds like we're pretty organized. I have to go to the bathroom. Is there anything else that we're missing for lunch? We're good? We're good. Okay, cool. Maybe we can like end the comms call here and end the stream. I just really have to run to the bathroom quickly, but then I don't know if Ashley or Forrest or any of you, if Mitch, you want to stay on too, but I don't think you want to because you haven't said anything about this. We could work on that spreadsheet a little, even just for the last like 10 minutes of our allotted time, and just talk about like who we're reaching out to and make sure that we add like more names to it and just like take this time to like focus in together.
Yeah, sounds good.